Hello friend, in this video lecture we discuss on convolution theorem. We prove convolution theorem here. If Fourier transform of small f of x is capital F of k and Fourier transform of g of x is capital G of k, then Fourier transform of f convolute with g is equal to f of k into g of k. That is the product of Fourier transform, or which is equivalent to f convolute with g is equal to inverse Fourier transform of capital F of k into g of k. Now let us prove the theorem. Let we have f of k is equal to f of k means Fourier transform of f, that is script f in bracket f of x is equal to capital F of k is equal to 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of x e raised to minus ikx with respect to x integration. Similarly for g of k, that is the script f operate on g of x, it become capital G of k is equal to 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity small g of x e raised to minus ikx with respect to x integration. Okay. Also, we know that f convolute with g, operate on x, that is f of x convolute with g of x is equal to 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of x minus zeta g of zeta with respect to zeta integration. Okay. Now see the Fourier transform of small f of x. Fourier transform of small f of x is 1 upon under root 2 pi f of x e raised to minus ikx with respect to x. Similarly, here we take the Fourier transform of convolution function, that is Fourier transform of, that is the script f. Script f is operate on convolution theorem f of x convolute with g of x is equal to 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity. Now see here, when here f of x, then we write here f of x. Similarly here, we write here f of x under the integral f of x convolute with g of x e raised to minus ik x with respect to x integration. Now since the value of f convolute with g which is given, we have its value and we substitute in this equation minus infinity to plus infinity, substitute the value, that is 1 upon under root 2 pi, we put the value of the square bracket is 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of x minus zeta g of zeta with respect to zeta integration. Now square bracket is complete, e raised to minus ikx with respect to x integration. Now simplify the term. See here, 1 upon under root 2 pi and 1 upon under root 2 pi you can keep as it is, otherwise simplify, it's depend on you. Now I keep this term as it is, and here simplify the sum term. Now here 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of x minus zeta, x minus zeta with respect to, okay, first of all we simplify zeta related term, zeta related term. Here 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity g of zeta, g of zeta. See here, g of x, here g of x e raised to minus I k x. So here we want the function, exponential function minus I k zeta with respect to zeta integration. Now see here, there is a only e raised to minus I k x, e raised to minus I k x, e raised to minus I k x. So here we add the e raised to minus I k zeta. So we should add it. We should see here e raised to minus I k zeta. This is the minus term. We should add in exponential function. So it can be written as minus I k x. This is the original term. We add this term, that is minus I k zeta, and now plus, because this term is negative, I k zeta. That is, it can be written as, now it can be written as e raised to minus I k x, e raised to minus I k zeta, and e raised to I k x. So we written here e raised to minus I k zeta. So what is the remaining term? The remaining term is e raised to minus I k x plus e raised to I k zeta. This is zeta. Okay. So here we write this term e raised to minus I k x plus I k zeta. Okay. This is 1 upon under root 2 pi, and with respect to x integration. Now simplify in next term. Now we have taken the Fourier transform of f convolute with g is equal to 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to 0 f of x minus zeta, and the term is e raised to minus I k x is as it is, and we adjust the term, that's why here plus I k zeta will come here with respect to x integration, okay, into 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity g of zeta e raised to minus I k zeta with respect to zeta integration. Now see here, take minus I is common in from left hand side and k is common. So we get 1 upon under root 2 pi, 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of x minus zeta e raised to minus I is common in bracket. When we take minus sign is common, then here this minus sign is as it is, and this is the plus. Okay, how we get the plus sign? When we keep here minus sign, minus minus plus, that is x minus zeta, and we take the k from left right hand side with respect to x, 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity g of zeta e raised to minus I k zeta with respect to zeta integration. Now in first integral, if we make the sum substitution, put x minus zeta is equal to t, then the dx is equal to, we get dt, right? Then it become f of t e raised to minus t k, And what about the limit? When we put minus infinity here for x, then we get minus infinity. Put x is equal to infinity, we get the t is infinity. There is no change in limit. Now it can be written as 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e raised to minus I t k. Here dx is dt into 1 upon under root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity g of zeta e raised to minus I k zeta with respect to zeta integration. Okay. Now see the definition. If you see the definition, the Fourier transform of the function small f of x is capital F of k. How we get the capital F of k here? When we get the k here in exponential function, when the coefficient of minus ix is k, then we write here k. Here k, then we write k. Now see, with respect to x now, then the coefficient of minus ix. Similarly, in the last step, with respect to t, then coefficient of minus it is k. So this is nothing but capital F of k. Similarly, here with respect to zeta, the coefficient of minus zeta is k. So this is g of k. Okay. So this is the required proof of Fourier. This is the script here. Script here. Small f of x convolute with g of x. If we take inverse both sides, then small f of x convolute with g of x, it can be written as script f inverse in bracket capital F of k into g of k. So this is the required proof of convolution theorem. Okay. Now thank you.